Kuzangpo, I'm Mirab Gelson. This is our weekly news magazine, Bhutan This Week, the week's top stories. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gelson concluded the royal tour of villages across Chukha Dzongkha. The High Court convicted 3 people involved in the Lhagakap case. And the recent hailstorm damaged crops worth over 24 million neutrum in the country. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gelson concluded the royal tour of villages across Chukha Dzongkha. En route to Thimphu on Monday, their Majesties met with the people of Chapcha, Gankar and Shemaka.
The royal tour ended with their Majesty's visit to the Dokhachu Gemba in Chapcha Geok. At the Gemba, His Majesty offered prayers for the longevity and the well-being of His Majesty the 4th Drugyalpo and for the peace and prosperity of the people of Bhutan. Their Majesties met with the people of Chapcha and granted Toka at Shemaganka. Their Majesties arrived in Chapcha yesterday after having met the people of Bunagu, where His Majesty granted Toka to the people. On Sunday, His Majesty granted an audience to the participants of the Bhutan Executive Services training at RIX in Phinseling. His Majesty celebrated Dasai on the 22nd October with the people in Lokchina Gyok and visited Pachu the next day. On 21st, His Majesty visited Sampheling. Their Majesties also graced the Chukha Sechu on 20th October. The royal tour commenced from Chukha Zong on 15th October, where His Majesty granted land kidu to the people of the Dzongkhag and audiences to civil servants, corporate employees and local leaders. His Majesty then visited Lobnika, Dala, Merisemo and Bongo. During the 12th-day royal tour, His Majesty met extensively with the people, granted them toka and addressed and discussed various national issues over public meetings. His Majesty also visited people individually in their homes and granted audience to students of schools in the villages. Compiles for Chetin Dupchu, Pemalhadan, BBS News.
Prime Minister Tsering Tobgay graced the groundbreaking ceremony of a 40-bedded district hospital in Dewathang on Tuesday. Lenchen said the new hospital will not only benefit the people of 11 gyoks of Samtup Dzongkhar, but also those from Pemagatsel and Tashigang. The hospital with improved facilities will be constructed at a cost of around $500 million neutrum. It will be completed in the next 5-year plan. Bhutan's target to eradicate malaria by 2020 might be a daunting task, considering the current malaria situation in Gyelephu. This year, the regional hospital saw malaria cases double compared to last year.
Records with the Gyelephu Hospital show that from 235 malaria cases in 2009, it significantly reduced to 4 last year. However, this year it increased to 8. Of it, 5 were reported within this month. Gyelephu health officials attributed the increase to lack of sanitation and people not using mosquito nets. They added a porous border could have also contributed to the increase in malaria cases.
We are working towards preventing malaria. We have planned to conduct awareness campaign in Samteling and Gyelephu Gyoks and in Gyelephu Thomde. In the past 3 years, there wasn't a case of malaria from Samteling Gyok, but this year there are 4 cases. In 2013, we conducted an awareness campaign, but people rarely listen to what we tell them. I hope the present campaign will be effective.
As a preventive measure, the health officials conducted awareness campaigns in the region annually. Mosquito nets are also distributed for free, which they advise people to make use of. They also spray mosquito repellent in villages and from the areas. Compiled for Puba in Gyelephu, Sonamlhamo for PBS News.
Overturning the decision of Ha District Court, the High Court convicted 3 people involved in the Lhagakap case. former project manager, former project engineer, and a sand supplier were convicted to prison terms ranging from 2 months to 1 year.
On Tuesday, the High Court's bench two convicted former project manager of Lagakap Conservation Project, Wachutring, to 1 year imprisonment for waiving of wula or labor contribution for his relatives and neighbors. The former project manager had waived off wula for 12 households and issued receipts amounting to 44,330 ngutam for the work not done. He has been asked to repay the amount within 10 days. On 23rd June, the High Court had acquitted the former project manager, justifying that the court could not establish that he had a criminal intent to embezzle funds. The same bench also convicted former project engineer Tashigetse and sand supplier Tsao Rinzin to 4 months and 2 months imprisonment respectively. Tsao Rinzin was sentenced for aiding and abetting the crime for depositing ngutam 100,000 in the former project engineer's account. The court ordered Tsao Rinzin to restitute 100,000 ngutam to the government account within 10 days. In the same time, Tashigese will have to deposit 76,000 ngutam as penal interest of 24% per annum for 100,000 ngutam received from the sand supplier. The three defendants, however, can pay timtu in lieu of imprisonment. The Office of the Attorney General had appealed to the High Court after the Hard District Court acquitted the three defendants. Meanwhile, the former Foreign Minister Rinzin Doji's case is at the Supreme Court.
In the latest findings of the Anti-Corruption Commission in Phinsaling, a Bhutanese woman living in Jaigaon has withdrawn over 6.5 million rupees. The woman has been using 15 different ATM cards to withdraw the amount since 2012. The investigation also revealed that a businessman based in Thimphu has used 42 different bank accounts of Bhutanese individuals to take out over 10 million rupees. In the earlier ATM fraud case revealed 2 months back, ACC had detained Sanjeev Kumar Gupta, a businessman in Jaigaon. He reportedly possessed over 390 Bhutanese ATM cards and transacted over 110 million rupees. The money was sold to Indian businessmen in his locality with certain percentage as commission. The ACC said all the Bhutanese ATM card holders affiliated with the fraudulent act will be charged for commercial bribery and for abating and aiding the crime. The enforcement of road safety rules in Bhutan is weak. This is according to the World Health Organization's Global Status Report on Road Safety 2015. The report states every year more than 15 people per 100,000 die of road fatalities.
In terms of pedestrian deaths, Bhutan has the lowest death rate in the region. With the motorcycle helmet law strictly implemented, Bhutan scored 10 out of 10. There is a seatbelt rule, but the enforcement is poor, with the country scoring just 3 out of 10. It is little better for safety speed limits and drink driving rule with 5 points.
In 2014, they have a workshop in Paro to come up with the authentic data. And based on that, we have submitted a report sometime in 2014. And this report is based on the 2014. But the basis of that report is of the 2013 annual report. So we have come a long way from 2013. So probably now if you look at our current status, probably we must be doing much better.
The report also states that there are no formal audits for new road construction projects and no regular inspections of existing road infrastructure. But the report acknowledged the government's policy to promote public transport in the country. It also points out the lack of system for protection of pedestrians and emergency room injury surveillance system in the country. It states that more attention must be given to the needs of pedestrians and cyclists to reduce road accidents and deaths. Today, there are over 70,000 vehicles in the country. Sringdama Galson, BBS News.
Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay officially launched a new program, Bachelor's in Power Engineering, at the Jigme Namgyal Engineering College in Samrup Jongkhar on Tuesday. The course was introduced in the institute in June this year.
Speaking at the launch, Lenchen Tshering Tobgay highlighted employment opportunities for the students pursuing the engineering course.
When it comes to generating electricity, we will soon be able to generate 3000 megawatt. This will encourage many industries to come up. So in these industries, we will need skilled engineers. To this day, the institute has produced skilled manpower, and to continue doing so, it is important to have good certificate, diploma and degree courses. This is how we can improve the country's economy.
Currently, there are 22 students enrolled under the degree program. The name of the institute has also been changed from Jigme Namgyal Polytechnic to Jigme Namgyal Engineering College. As part of the launch, an exhibition titled Innovative 2015 was also organized by the students of the college. Compiled for Kilo Wanchu in Samrup Jongkhar, Tenzin Doji, PBS News.
Over 100 acres of paddy fields were damaged by an untimely shower and hailstorm in 4 gyeogs of Punakha. This has left affected farmers worried.
"33-year-old Triyandu from Tamji village of Kavisa Gyeok is one of the affected farmers. The rainfall, followed by a hailstorm on the night of 23rd October, destroyed an acre of her paddy cultivation.
All my hard work has gone in vain. The hailstorm has destroyed the crop when it was ready for harvest. I thought of harvesting a little earlier this year, but the weather was not favorable, and now there's nothing much left to harvest.
Like Tshering, 22 other villagers of Wakutamji lost their paddy to the storm.
I lost almost an acre of paddy to the storm. I don't know what to do, and also there is no one to blame since weather is not predictable. But it's really sad to have nothing when it's time for harvest.
I invested quite a sum of money during the plantation time. I had to hire power tillers and laborers, but it's all in vain now. About an acre of my paddy fields were damaged by the hailstorm. Now my biggest worry is how I will be able to sustain my family. Unlike the previous season, this time is going to be difficult. I am experiencing this for the first time in my life. I have a family to look after, and paddy cultivation is one of the main sources of income.
Of the 4 Gyeoks affected, Gyeongshari was hit the hardest. 40 acres of paddy fields belonging to 28 households in the Gyeok were damaged, while 22 households were affected in Chuba Gyeok. In Shangapjimi Gyeok, 11 households were affected. Senior agriculture officer with the Dzongkhak NB Adhikari said the damage this time was more severe as compared to the one earlier this month. Meanwhile, the Dzongkhak Disaster Management Committee has assessed the extent of the damage. The report will be submitted to the Department of Disaster Management and the Agriculture and Forest Ministry. For Chinuduma in Punakha, Sunambugen, PBS News.
Teachers of Lunana Primary School in Gaza breathed a sigh of relief after Prime Minister said they will be airlifted to Lunana once the helicopter services begins. Due to heavy snow along the mountain passes, teachers are not able to reach Lunana on time to begin their academic session.
Standing at over 3,000 meters above the sea level, Lunana Primary School is indeed a school among the glaciers. There are 32 students and 5 teachers braving the cold weather. And most of the year, the Geog is all covered in snow. As of now, the school opens in June and closes by the end of November. Students go to school only for 5 months. The thick blanket of snow at Ganlakarchong and Ganjula blocks the only route to Lunana during winter. The school today don't get enough time to teach the students everything that is in the syllabus. The students in class 3 and 6 also do not attend board exams like rest of the schools. But that might change soon with the launching of helicopter service. Prime Minister Singh Tobge, during his recent visit to Lunana, revealed that teachers will be airlifted to Lunana. This might also give an opportunity to keep the school open for more than 5 months. Sonam Panjo for BBS News.
A dog may not necessarily be a man's best friend, at least in the highlands of Lunana. A pack of feral dogs in Lunana is creating havoc by attacking yaks. Livestock officials said yaks contracted a disease called GID from the dogs' feces, after which the locals chased the dogs out of the villages.
The table has turned. Once guard dogs, now their predatory instincts kicked in after they started living in the nearby forests for about a year. They are now the feral dogs attacking yaks. This is a problem high up in the mountains in Lunana.
Dogs getting wild are the biggest problem we faced here in Lunana. It is called feral. The dogs wander in the forest in the afternoon and attack calves, birds and sheds at night.
There are about 40 feral dogs, and they appear only after dark. The Geog is now seeking support from the Agriculture Ministry.
These dogs are the biggest problem in the village. They attacked 4 to 5 calves in each yoke. With the support from the government, the dogs are being sterilized. If not controlled, these dogs may attack humans like bear and leopard.
We tranquilize the dogs for sterilization and domesticate them and hand over the dogs to their respective owners.
Until all the dogs are back with their owners, the problem might last a little longer. Sonam Panjo for BBS News.
Team Orong Geog from Samdu Jongkhar won the first ever Khesar Gyalpo archery tournament played in Gyalpujing in Mongar. His Royal Highness Gyalsab Jigme Doji Wangchuk graced the grand finale of the tournament last Friday.
His Royal Highness Gyalsab Jigme Doji Wangchuk, accompanied by Ashi Yesul Hamo, graced the grand finale of the tournament. The program started with Lapsang Tuse offering of cheme with portraits of His Majesty the King and His Majesty the Fourth Druk Gyalpo on the altar. Shabdins or longevity prayers were then recited for His Majesty the King and His Majesty the Fourth Druk Gyalpo's long life. The final match was played between teams from Lumang Geog in Tashigang, Ngatsang Geog in Mongar and Orong Geog in Samrup Jongkhar. After playing 15 rounds each, Team Orong and Ngatsang both scored 6 points each. Although Team Lumang managed to hit the highest carry, they managed to secure only 4 points to take the third position. In a penalty shootout between Orong and Ngatsang Geoks, Orong managed to hit Archery, winning the Gesa Gelpo archery tournament. Team Orong Geok received a cash prize of 360,000 ngitam. Team Ngatsang and Lumang Geoks received 280,000 and 200,000 ngitam respectively. His Royal Highness the Gyaltsab awarded the prizes. Tam Chuangdi from Team Orong Geok hit 4 carries to win the man of the match prize of 15,000 ngitam.
Geokda Geoki Semche Ansumbe Omdalu Machima Tachidindo Omana Hema Samokolo Chabedalo.
We received good support until now. A lot of people encouraged us and said we will win this tournament. Even during the quarterfinal and semifinals, people were expecting us to win. So we are really motivated by their support and we could perform well to win the match.
Various cultural programs were also organized to keep the crowd entertained throughout the match. Thousands of people from Geopushing and neighboring Geoks also gathered to witness the match.
We have never witnessed such kind of archery match in our region. The way they shoot archery and dance is different and the match was very interesting. We had a great day here. There is risk of losing our traditional game. We also play archery, but within our village only. But in this tournament, we are playing at the Geok and Dzongkhak level, and there is more interaction. So we are very happy to witness such match. Although our traditional game was declining compared to the past, this tournament helped revive the traditional game. So we know how it was played in the past. Therefore, I think it will contribute to gross national happiness.
His Royal Highness the Gyaltsab also hosted a Tokha. The tournament is first of its kind to be initiated by the office of the Gesab. 70 teams from 6 eastern districts took part in the tournament. The tournament was organized to pay tribute to His Majesty the 4th Druk Gyalpo, to preserve the traditional game and to provide a platform of interaction among the participants. The tournament will be an annual event starting next year. For Pemonamge in Geopushing, Tojdema BBS News.
That's all we have for this time. Thank you for watching and enjoy your weekend.